Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Suzy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you. And we are recording our first episode of the Live Fearlessly vlog. So, Suzy, thank you so much for your time today and coming to talk with us about your story.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and for your first vlog. I can't even.
I'm so excited that it's you. So grateful. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to introduce my friend here. This is Sumi. This is Suzy Simonson. Sumi. This is Suzy Simonson of Stroke to Success. She is resilient, refreshing, and relatable success strategist. Suzy has survived a stroke at the age of 28. She teaches your audience to develop tools necessary to live life to the fullest, personally and professionally. She is a best-selling author. I just want to do a shout out there. And an international speaker. Suzy was given by her doctor a very low percent chance of fully recovering from her stroke. And Suzy has applied her years of sales success to discover the parallels between healing from her stroke, and the process of finding your confident voice. She now shares with audiences the power of building your confident muscles and voice, how they can affect every area of your life. She gets to draw out your confidence, strength, and determination to be who you were created to be and live life to the fullest. So Suzy, again, thank you so much for taking the time to share your story with everybody. And we're going to be talking about what kind of fears held you back and how you're overcoming them and all of those things to give people those little nuggets of knowledge that you've come away with from your experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I wanted to start out by sharing something with people that is more relatable about yourself. So go ahead and tell us something that's interesting, an interesting fact about you or your life.
So something that I always say when somebody asks, what is interesting about you? I don't like chocolate. Yes, I am a woman that does not like chocolate. I like white chocolate. But the crazy thing about that is that I love chocolate-covered coffee beans.
Oh.
But I don't like coffee alone unless it has this much creamer and this much coffee. So the fact that I love chocolate-covered coffee beans, don't like chocolate, don't like coffee is a little bit crazy. But that kind of describes me. I like things in a certain way, just not maybe alone. So, yes. And then also, I have always wanted to be a mama since I was about 2 years old. I would take care of other kids, and I love being auntie to so many kids, but so excited, so happy to be growing a little human.
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you. And to partner with my husband, Brian. Something that we have really realized over the years is that whatever we do, we're better together. So I'm excited to parent with him.
Absolutely. That's adorable. I love that. So Suzy, how did you and Brian meet? I always love asking people that. And these days, a lot of it is, by the internet. So if anyone ever has other stories, I love asking the question, how did you meet your significant other? So how did you and Brian meet?
We actually met, so I'm a photographer. Now it's more part-time, but I was photographing his brother's wedding, and he was a groomsman in the wedding. And long story short, he had messaged me about a picture, about an image before the wedding, and so on Facebook. And so I checked him out on Facebook. Yes, I Facebook stalked a little bit, but I saw how cute he was, and I was like, okay, he's really cute. And then he was walking up with all the other groomsmen, and I had butterflies, and my mom and I do photography together. So she was standing next to me, so I had to act all cool and everything. And that night, we ended up dancing. We had our first kiss, which I have never kissed a groomsman before. And
don't make it a regular thing. That's good.
No, That is not a regular thing. And we've been together ever since. It was, yeah, he's changed my life since the first day that we knew each other.
That is so cool. There is some movies that are about something similar to that, I swear.
Yeah.
Like you met at a wedding and, it's just history from there. So that's so fun. I think it's called like a meet cute or something like that. When you first meet someone. Like,
Yes.
yeah. Is that what it's
is
called?
from the movie. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I used to be super big movie buff. So yeah. Meet cute, I think is what that's called. But
yes.
that's super fun.
We have to figure out where that's from and like attach it to the vlog or something.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because I know I can see like the old man that's
Me
talking
too.
about meet cute.
Yes. Saying a meet cute. He's like a professor or something, isn't he?
Oh, I can see Jude Law is in the movie, I swear.
Yes.
The Holiday?
The Holiday. It is The Holiday.
The Holiday.
Because it's the orchestra, like the guy that does all the piano.
The screenplay writer or something, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Some kind of a director.
Jack Black plays a video for him. I mean, he creates his own whatever it's called. His own theme song.
The Holiday. Yes. We nailed it.
Cute.
Meet cute. Totally. I love that. Super cool. Off subject, but I love that we can now relate to you with your fun little stories of chocolate or lack thereof and beans. So, I wanted to ask too, is it espresso, like coffee beans?
Yes. Yep. They're espresso coffee beans and they come in just a little bag. And I used to eat 3 or 4 of them in high school, before my first hour. And I'd be shaking by lunch.
All espressoed up. I love it. That's so fun. Okay, cool. So thank you for that little icebreaker. Super fun. Absolutely. So, when fear was holding you down, where were you mentally and how did you actually feel about yourself in that process?
Yeah. So fear is something that I literally used to be paralyzed by. When I was a kid, I was the girl that I would make sure that the windows were all locked. I would make sure that the doors were all locked. I was afraid to go outside because I have to be honest with you, I was afraid that I was going to get raped. Like as a child, I had this overwhelming fear that I couldn't be outside in the dark or I couldn't be alone or different things like that. And it really had control in my life. And with that, I was very insecure. I had security and self-confidence. I had confidence for everybody else, but I didn't have any for myself.
Sure.
And so once I got through that, I would say it was about in my late teens to my early 20s where I finally got through that fear stage and I was confident in myself, and I learned through sales to be confident because I had to build up that muscle to be able to talk to people and, everything. And then once I was filled with confidence, I had the stroke at 28. So I had to start all over again. But it was cool for me that I kind of got to do life over without the fear that was paralyzing. That I got to relive from a newborn to 2 years old, 4 years old, 8, 16 to regular age. I got to relive that, but without the fear and just with building my confident muscles. So it's crazy to look back at life and to think before stroke, after stroke, and how paralyzed I was by fear.
Yeah. Wow.
And a side note, something that is really funny, that the first time that I went over to Brian's apartment, he hugged me and he locked the door behind me. And most people would be freaked out by that. And I was like, yes, you're a locker.
Yeah, I totally would have been like, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, it literally, I was like, oh, you're a locker too. Okay, we're meant to be.
That is so funny. That is cute. And it's really strange. I'll be honest. It's really strange because I'm not that person, but it's totally funny how the two of you like just go together better together. Like you said, I love that. He's a locker.
He's a locker.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, okay. So when you were 28 is when you had your stroke. And then the timeline that you were just talking about, like going through, what was the total time frame for recuperating,
Yeah.
getting back to where you were?
It was about a year and a half.
Okay.
I started driving after 4 months. I started working in like very minimal hours, but to get health insurance, I worked 20 hours a week at my mom's daycare, and I worked with infants. So it was so cool because I was just months away from where their mindset was at. So like
Sure.
I knew why they were crying or why they were acting that way because that's where I was. So
Yeah.
it was about a year and a half to be fully healed from the stroke. And yeah, I went through newborn, 2 years, like literally was, and why and asking all these questions. And then at 4 years old, I wouldn't stop talking. And at 8 years old, I was a little drawn back. 16, I was super hormonal. And then my family finally got me back.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be the crazy part too, is, reliving the teenage years and
Yeah.
all of the uncertainty.
Yes.
But at
Absolutely.
least it was a much smaller time frame.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Pass right through
for
that.
sure. So once you broke free from the fear and you moved on into the new direction, sometimes we have relationships and friendships that shift and change. And curious, like, did this happen to you? Is there anything that you can relate to that?
Yes, absolutely. So friendships, what I learned about friendships and just about life is that the toxic people that are in your life that maybe you just kept around because you didn't know how, you weren't confident enough to step into that, saying, okay, if this is going to be toxic, I am worth more
Yeah.
than being in this relationship. So when I turned 30 was a really big turning point for me to say, I know what I want. I know how I want to get it. And I know, like just knowing that I was worth more. So I was going to
Yeah.
fight for myself. And so really with that, I think that that's where I turned the corner to say, okay, if you don't treat me how I need to be treated, life is too short. Just
Absolutely.
2 years before that, I had had the stroke. Life is way too short to keep the people or the things in our lives that aren't doing us well, that aren't for the best for us. And so yeah, relationships definitely changed. But I think what changed the most was I changed. I
Right.
decided
Yeah.
that it's time.
Yep.
I decided that I wasn't going to settle anymore. I decided that I was worth more. So that's where that fear didn't have control in my life anymore, and that confidence swept in. And it's such a crazy thing when you flip that switch and you say, no longer, like, this is no longer going to control me. It's your decision.
Right. It no longer served you,
Yeah.
just the same with the relationships and all that. So yeah, I mean, so really what compelled you to jump ship from your fear and that was holding you back? I mean, I know it's all a process for what you were going through, but I mean, that turning point to make the switch,
I think
what,
I was just sick of it. I was tired of feeling less than. I was tired of wondering if I was enough. I was tired of waiting around for things to happen and here's another thing, just like I've wanted to be a mom my whole life, I've wanted to be married my whole life. And
okay.
so for a point, I would settle for so much less than I deserve because I wanted that. So I finally said, wait a minute, like I know what I need. I know who I am finally. And so I'm not going to settle, and I'm not going to give up anything for who I need. And then it's
Yeah.
crazy because that year I met Brian. So letting go of that, but it was the switch to decide, I know that I am worth more. And here's the thing too, I borrowed other people's belief until I believed it myself.
Yeah.
And that was huge.
That is huge.
People told me all the time, other people can tell you how good you are or how great you are or different things like that. And when you don't believe it yourself, you don't have to start, to start that switch, to turn that switch. You don't have to believe it yourself, but borrow other people's belief until it's your own. Because when you have good people in your life, you can borrow that from them. That's what we're here for, is to help strengthen each other, to help get through that fear, to gain that confidence. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. 100%. I love that. I mean, a positive support system is huge in anything that we do. And I mean, 100%.
Absolutely.
Other people's belief in us is great. And yeah, I don't know. I love that. So, okay. So what advice would you give for overcoming fear? I mean, flipping that switch is great, but what advice would you give for overcoming that?
I would say the first thing that popped into my mind is that it's never too late. You're never too old. You're never too young. You're never too anything to get through the fear that you have. And all of our fears are different. And so acknowledging that fear is there. I would say that that's the first thing. Acknowledge that fear is there and honor. I heard one time that fear is something, when we're afraid of something, it's because at some point having that fear protected you. Because fear of some things are good, like knowing your surroundings, like if you're walking at night, it's a good feeling to have some of that, but when it controls you, that's where it's not okay. You know? So honor the fear honor the fear that is there, but say, okay, you no longer serve me, so I'm going to move forward. I know that this was good in my life at some point. You no longer serve me, and so I'm going to go. Because when we try to push back fear and we try to say, oh, I'm fine, I'm good enough, I don't need whatever. We do need those things to fill in the spot that fear used to hold. We need that positivity. We need those people surrounding us. We're not meant to go at this alone. So honoring that the fear was there and choosing to take that step, to step into the place where it's, yes, that was there and now it's not.
Right. So it is a choice.
Absolutely. That's what it is. It's making that choice. And I can't say it enough. I don't know why, but it keeps on running through my head. Borrow the people around you, the positive people around you. Borrow their belief until it's your own. Because when we're so bogged down by fear or by different things that hold us back in our life, it's not like we can just pick ourselves up and just do it on our own.
Yep.
We need the people around us.
Yeah. So something I just thought of too is, so what if someone that's listening doesn't have a positive support system around them? Do you suggest YouTubing, motivational speeches or inspirational things like that? Or what do you suggest to the people that don't have that support system?
First, what I would suggest is if you're listening to this, then you've got Rebecca's information. So connect with Rebecca. That's the first. Absolutely. Rebecca is such a positive person, such a connector. Like, she has such a passion for life. So that's not necessarily meant to be a plug, but it is naturally because she's amazing. So you're watching this for a reason. Connect with Rebecca. Then what I would do is, yes, I would get positive. It's everywhere. YouTube confidence, YouTube no fear, YouTube. There's many motivational speakers out there. So it's so at our fingertips. Another thing that I do is I listen to really positive music that whenever, and there's a thing on Pandora that's called brainwave music. And so it's just relaxing. It relaxes me. and take time for yourself, whatever that looks like. For me, it's a bath. Like, anytime there's any problem, I just want to take a bath. Like,
Yeah.
just get me a bathtub and I'm fine. But find things that calm you down. And here's another thing too. There are different groups. I've just found the genius of meetups. So you go to meetup.com, and there are meetup groups that are people that have the same interests as you near you. So choose
Sure.
to go to that and step out of your comfort zone and just show up.
Yeah.
So, because you can build your family, you can build those people around you when you show up, but you've got to make the choice to show up too.
Yep. Goes back to, making the decision and the mindset of it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Great. Oh, I love it. So, okay. So now that you're living fearlessly, right? Like, you're doing your thing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from today?
Traveling the world with my babes. So my husband and my son, and then the family that we've met, the friends that we've met along the way. I can see myself. So I am an international speaker and a best-selling author. And so being able to motivate audiences to really listen to your gut, because what I've learned in my life is that my gut knows before my mind and my brain understand. So I've learned that. I've felt that. Before the stroke, I had migraines for 3 months straight, literally all day, every day. I just popped medication. And so with that, and I wasn't drinking enough water. I was drinking energy shots. I was sleeping 4 hours a night, like working 100 hours a week. I mean, it just was not a healthy place to be. And my gut was whispering to me to stop. So my body was screaming at me, my gut was whispering, and I didn't listen to either. And so I almost stopped. Like, my body stopped for me. And if I wouldn't have gotten the care, if I wouldn't have, had the process for healing, I wouldn't be here, or I may be a vegetable.
Right.
And so with that, there's still value, like, no matter what, when you're here, no matter what you're able to do or not able to do, there is still value, huge value in life, but I would be a different person.
Right. Absolutely.
So with that, I would say that being able to motivate people to listen to yourself and to really go for what you need to take that fear away of taking the next step, whatever that means. If that means getting married, having babies, getting a job, traveling the world as a single person, like, whatever that means, do the thing that is calling to you to do. So I can see traveling the world, being able to bring that motivation with my husband and our son, and with amazing friends and family.
Yeah. I want to travel the world with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Iceland, here we go.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. So fun.
Yes.
So, okay. Well, those are the questions that I have to hear more about your story. But the last thing I wanted you to touch on, I know we didn't go into detail with it, but I know a super interesting part of your story is that, your family, different members of your family really stepped up to be who they were meant to be and for who you needed. And I'd love you to just tell a little bit about that, like how that looked, and tying into, I know part of your story relates back to taking pictures and the fact that you're a photographer. Like, that's such an interesting piece. I would love you to just touch on that real quick before we're done.
So when I was in the hospital, I wasn't able to speak, and I wasn't able to communicate except to smile, to wink, and then to take pictures. So,
which is crazy because you're a speaker now. Like, what? Like, you went from not speaking to speaking life. Like, it's just crazy how things work out. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when I was trying to communicate to my family, that I was okay, I would grab for my mom's camera because she's a photographer, so she was taking pictures of everything. So I would grab for her camera and she didn't understand, but I remembered how to take the pictures. So it was in my soul to take pictures, to capture the moments. And I wanted to let them know, however I could, that I'm still here. You matter. And so my family, one of the reasons that I believe that I'm still here today is that my family stepped up. And my mom did at every doctor's appointment, she took notes the whole way through. She pretty much journaled the whole entire journey. My dad did preschool activities with me and kindergarten activities with me as I grew and taught me. Like, I remember I was at the state of a newborn and he wrote on a sheet of paper 1 + 1. And I knew he was asking me a question, but I didn't even know what it said on the paper. I just knew there was that feeling that he expected me to do something.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how kids are when they don't understand what we're asking them. It's because they literally don't understand. Like, we have to teach them that.
Right.
You know? So my brother was like a super huge cheerleader and like would make me laugh and all of that. And my sister was sassy as ever and just was foundation, like support for me. And the cool thing was, I didn't ask any of them to do what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't have to ask them to step up and to stand in the gifts that they've been given. I had a friend who, she's a bulldog and she researches crazy money things. And so she figured out a way that, so I had to go through Minnesota Care and federal care to be denied from that. And then I qualified for all of the bills to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And she found that.
Wow.
Like, my parents wouldn't have known how to do that.
Absolutely, right?
So every single person stepped up to who they're meant to be. And so what I've taken from that and what I get to teach from that is that you are exactly who your world needs.
Yes.
And if you shrink back, your world will go without.
Yeah.
I would have gone without if my sister wasn't her sassy self. And if my brother wasn't my cheerleader, and if my mom didn't, organize everything, and my dad didn't do the math and the comforting stuff with me, that I would not be where I am.
Right. I love that because it's so true. And the fact that you had all these different people that were doing different things that all came back to helping you get to where you needed to go and what you needed to accomplish through the process is just incredible to hear. And the fact that you correlated taking pictures because that's what you knew, that's so interesting.
It's so crazy to me. Yeah, even still to this day, I'm like, all I could do was smile, wink, and take pictures. Like, how did I know how to take pictures? But there was that innate, people ask me, they say, my dad had a stroke. Did it matter that I was in the hospital with him? Yes. 100% be there. No matter what that looks like now, if any of my friends are in the hospital, I'm there. Because I know that having that warm body, having that soul next to you, even if you can't describe it or you can't communicate with them, it matters. You matter. No matter what, you matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I got chills. I love it. Awesome. So I just want to say thank you again for coming on. And I would love for you to share with everyone where they can connect with you. Where's the best place that they can get your book or connect with you personally, hear more about your story, anything?
Absolutely. So if you go to our website, it's stroke2success.com and it's TO in the middle, stroke2success.com. And on there at the top, there's a 15-minute free consultation. So you just click that button. It goes to my calendar. You pick a date. It tells me we connect. And then also, if you scroll down on the home page, there's a button where you can purchase the book. So if you purchase the book on there, then my husband will get that out to you right away. And actually, I'll sign it. So any orders that come from the website, I sign before they go out. So, but I would love to connect. I love just being able to see what pain point you have in your life. And so a pain point is something that is just not right quite yet.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that it's not going to ever be right. Excuse me. It just means right now it's not right quite yet.
Work in progress.
Yes. So I love going through that and thinking of out of the box solutions for you. It literally gives me a high. So.
Well, awesome. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for doing my first episode with me. And I look forward to following more of your adventures and seeing your baby and everything.
Thank
So
you.
Anyone that's watching, just remember to live fearlessly. Don't let your fears paralyze you, stop you, power through them, find your support system, and connect with someone that can help you through them. So
absolutely. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I'm so honored to be on here and to get to be your first one. And I can't wait to see this vlog just explode and how many women's lives you're going to change and you're going to affect. And I'm so thankful for you. So thank you.
Ditto. Thank you so much. I totally appreciate you. Mwah.